السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Welcome again to lessons in Arabic, دروس لغة العربية لغير ناطقين بها, Volume 1. We are going to look at today, inshallah, الدرس الخامس, lesson 5 of the book. الدرس خامس 5. خمسة. الخامس is a cardinal number. It's an ordinal number, I'm sorry. Al-Khamis, and then we have Khamsa. Khamsa is 5. So far, you can see that in Arabic, 5 is basically like 0, right? If you write 0, that is 5 in Arabic. But in English, it's considered 0. Or if you will, you can say 5 is like an O. So in Arabic numerals, 1 is just like the 1 in English. And 2 is also like 2 in English, but it is flipped up, right? It is flipped up. And then the tail of the 2 is pulled as a stroke. And that's why the numbers that we use currently are called Arabic numerals, because they are derivative of Arabic numbers. And then 3, as you know, it's like you're writing the 4 belly up, and then on the left side you bring a stroke right there. And then 4 is also basically writing the number 3 in a reverse manner. You reverse it, right? So instead of the 3 looking toward the right, in Arabic, we flip it so that it's looking towards the left. In Arabic, we flip it and then it looks towards the right. And then 5, as I said, is basically like you're writing 0. So in Arabic, the number 0 in English represents 5. So at Dars al-Khamis, you can see that somebody say, oh, there's a 0 inside a parenthesis. No, it's not 0. It's the number 5. So the style of this book is that you are learning so many things at the same time. واحد, اثنان, ثلاثة, أربعة, خمسة. واحد, اثنان, ثلاثة, أربعة, خمسة. واحد, اثنان, ثلاثة, أربعة, خمسة. خمسة is number 5. That is cardinal number. And then al-khamis is ordinal number, if you will. Now, let's look at our lesson objectives today. The first objective is we're going to learn possessives in Arabic. Possessives in Arabic. And then we're also going to learn again how to use interrogative. We're going to learn how to use interrogative structures. And words. And then we're going to practice more on prepositions, those that we've learned so far. If you remember, we learned ila, to, and then we learned ala, on, and then we learned fi, in, and then we learned min, from. So these are the prepositions that we've learned so far, and we're going to go through them. And then today we're also going to learn some adverbs, right? Some adverbs of position, some adverbs, right? But these adverbs are more or less like prepositions, but in English, they consider them as adverbs, but in Arabic, they serve as prepositions. We're going to learn something about them. And our final objective is, as usual, we're going to learn some new nouns in Arabic. New nouns in Arabic. So let's get started. Let's get started. And this Dars al-Khamis is starting with conversation between Saeed and Yasser. Saeed and Yasser, they are having a dialogue. So Saeed is asking, أكتاب محمد هذا؟ أكتاب محمد هذا? Yeah. Remember that is it's an interrogative structure. Is this Muhammad's book? Kitab Muhammad. Kitabu, look at that. Kitabu Muhammadin. Kitabu Muhammadin. In English, we say what? Muhammad's book. Or if you want the book of Muhammad, but possessive, Muhammad's book. Now, compare the English possessive structure with Arabic possessive structure, Muhammad's book. So you see that Arabic doesn't use apostrophe S, but rather Arabic does possessive by rearranging two nouns, the possessor and then the item that the possessor possesses. And then there's also vowel structure. So we can say by formula, kitab is the noun. It is what is being possessed. So in Arabic, the possessive structure is the P structure. That's the possessive structure. How do you do it? Or the formula. The possessive formula. How do you do the formula? The formula is first, say or write the item or the object of possession, right? So in this instance, is the book. So you have to write kitab, right? And now next you write the possessor. That's the owner. Next, the owner or the possessor. So you don't have to say Muhammad Kitab. If you say Muhammad Kitab, basically you are saying Muhammad is a book, right? That's not what you want to say. You want to say the book belongs to Muhammad. You want to say the book, or that is what you want to say. The book belongs to Muhammad. So what you do is you say Kitabu Muhammadin. So by saying this, you mean the book belongs to Muhammad, or the owner of the book is Muhammad. And that is how you form possession. But in English, we use apostrophe S. That is the standard. And then we have some special structures. But in Arabic, that's the beginning of a possession. Even though this statement can also conjure or can denote some other meanings, that is not what we are looking at right now. Later on, when we go deeper into the language, we're going to know that this structure can have other implications or meanings. But for now, we're using it for possessions or possessive structures in Arabic. Kitabu Muhammad. And the next thing is to look at the vowel structure. Very, very important. If you look at Kitabu Muhammadin, Kitabu Muhammadin. Muhammad is the possessor, right? He's the possessor or the owner. He's the owner of the book. Now, the vowel structure is that Muhammad must end, right? They must end in what? Kasra. Now, when we say kasra, is a vowel for e or e in English, like e in an ink, and then e like in Edward. So that is the kasra. And remember, we have two kinds of kasra. We have double, and then we have single. So since Muhammad is a proper noun, and it cannot take ali, cannot fit there, just as in English. English, we can say the Smith. If we say the Smith, we are talking about a family. But an individual name cannot have the Smith. So in Arabic too, we can say Al-Muhammad. If you say Al-Muhammad, it means it's a family name. So if some of you have observed, most Arabic family names are Al. So if you say Al-Muhammad, it means it's a family name. But the first name of a person in Lughat al-Arabiyya cannot have a definite article, just as in English. So you can see that we are saying Kitabu Muhammadin. So because the proper noun is standing alone, it doesn't mean it's definite, indefinite, but we're giving it double kasra. And that is the structure. But with the Kitabu, the noun, the ending of the Kitab is dynamic. So later on, we're going to learn that it's dynamic. So this is the end vowel. It's Kasra Muhammadin. And then Kitabu. This is dynamic, right? It changes based on the role of the Kitab, right? The item in the sentence. Later on, we're going to know that. So sometimes you can have Kitabi, or sometimes you can have Kitaba. But for now, the question is, Akitabu Muhammadin Hada Ya Yasir Ya. We're looking at the use of the vocative, right? The vocative. Yeah. This is very common in Arabic. Yeah. Oh, Muhammad. Yeah. But in English, it's archaic. It's no more used in English anymore. But in Arabic, it's still formal and standard. It's a tool to express your reverence. It's a tool to express your reverence or respect to somebody. So you get in Arabic, you don't call a person straight away by their first name. You have to say yeah. So for instance, if the person is called John, you can say John in Arabic. You just say yeah, Yasser. Even if the person has a title like Mr., you still have to say yeah, Mr. Yasser. Let's use English as a kind of a playground, right? So yeah, John, yeah, James. And yeah too is gender neutral. Yeah, it's gender neutral. We can use it for female, and then we can attribute it to a male. So it doesn't matter. You can say yeah, Amina, yeah, Aminatu, or you can say yeah, Muhammadun, yeah, Muhammadun. So it doesn't have specific gender attribution quality. Now let's listen to what Yasser will say. لا هذا كتاب حامد. No, this is Hamid's book. That is, the book belongs to Hamid. Saeed, أين كتاب محمد? Where is أين? Remember, أين means where. Where is Muhammad's book? Yasser, هو على المكتب هناك. 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 هناك means over there. Over there. هناك. And then when we say هنا, هنا, it means here. So you can see that هناك is for far, right? We use it for far. And then هنا, we use it for near. And then we also have a sibling of it, we call it هنالك. 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 It's also like over there or then. Later on we're going to talk about it. But for now, let's let هناك. هناك means over there. So somebody asks you, أين محمد? You can say هو هناك. هو هناك. So Yasser is saying هو على المكتب هناك. The book is, it is, right? It is on the desk over there, as you can see in the picture. The book is on the desk over there. Or it is on the desk there. It is on the desk there. So you can see that when you are doing a possessive structure, first you write the object, right? The object of possession. First you write the object, and then we can say then followed by what? The possessor or the owner, right? Possessor, the owner. Or simplistically, we can say object plus the owner. Okay. Possessive structure is first the object plus the owner. So the object kitabun, kitabun, kitabu, and then we can say Muhammadin, the owner. Kitabu Muhammadin. So you are saying the owner is Muhammad and the kitab belongs to Muhammad, and that is possession. And then here we are also saying Kitabu Hamidin. Kitabu Hamidin. Now, again, pay particular attention to the vowel structure. So always the owner, the ending vowel for the final consonant of the owner must be kasra or kasratain, right? Depending whether it is a proper noun or it is an indefinite noun or it is a definite noun. Sa'id. أين دفتر عمار? دفتر. Remember, دفتر is a notebook. أين دفتر عمار? Look at it again. Where is Ammar's? See, Ammar's دفتر, notebook, right? Or maybe you can say the notebook. Where is the notebook of Ammar? You know, some grammarians don't like the note of something. They prefer the use of the possessive or the apostrophe S, right? Some English grammarians prefer Ammar's notebook than notebook of Ammar. Even though both of them have the same or similar implication, some grammarians prefer Ammar's book. Now look at it again. In English, you can see that we write the possessor or the owner first, followed by the object. But in Arabic, we write the object first, and then followed by the owner, and that is the structure. So anytime you want to say something belongs to somebody, remember that rule: the object plus the owner. You just want to make it simple: the object plus the owner. Who owns the object? The object you have to write first and then followed by the owner, and then you get possession. And later on, we're going to know that the object, right? The object is called mudaf, and then the owner is mudaf ilayhi. Mudaf ilayhi. Sometimes in Arabic, the names that they give, if you want to explain it in English, it becomes so weird, right? If you want to say mudaf, mudaf in English. But what you need to understand by implication is that it's basically a form of possessive. But like I said earlier, there are some three implications of mudaf and mudaf ilayhi in Arabic grammar books. That is not our objective in this lesson. The objective in this lesson is for us to understand and be able to use the mudaf ilayhi from the perspective of possession in Arabic. And that is what we're doing. But later on, we're going to learn more about it. Let's ياسر is saying أين دفتر عمار سعيد is saying and then Yasser answers هو على المكتب على المكتب المدرس. Now this is a different variation, right? Look at it. مكتب. Now على is on. It's a preposition. So you can see that it has changed the end vowel of the maktab to maktabi. Ala al-maktabi. So that's why I said that the object or the object of possession is always having a dynamic vowel in the end. It depends on the role or what is acting on it. And here, what is acting on the maktab is ala, preposition. And in our previous dars, we understood that ala is a preposition, and all prepositions in Arabic have power or authority to flip, to change the final consonants of the noun that comes after it into kasra. So ala al-maktabi, ala maktabi, on a desk. Okay, but here you want to say the desk belongs to somebody. In this instance, the desk belongs to the teacher. So the teacher comes al-mudarrisi. Now, pay attention to the single kasra vowel. Why? Is because of the alif or lam. Maktabil mudarrisi. It is on the teacher's desk. So this time, we want to say the teacher's desk. Now, what about if I change we don't know the teacher that we're talking about. It's an indefinite. What about if the teacher is an indefinite? We don't know the teacher we're talking about. We know that the desk belongs to somebody who is a teacher, but we don't know. So we can flip the sentence. Look at how it's going to end. Ala, pay attention to the vowels. Ala maktabi, right? Mudarrisin. This time I'm going to say mudarrisin. Ala maktabi mudarrisin. So you see that by taking away or by removing or apocryphating the alif or lam, I have to compensate it. I have to compensate the noun with another vowel that's retained. And the meaning is kind of the same, but not the same. Here we are dealing with indefinite, right, owner. We are dealing with an indefinite owner. We don't know the owner. So it's like we are saying it is on a teacher's desk. It is on a teacher's desk. Means somebody who is a teacher, but we don't know whether it's Miss Elizabeth or Mary or Aisha or Muhammad. So note the difference when the owner, right, the mudaf ilayhi has alif or lam, and note also the ending of the consonant for the mudaf. It is now kasra. Why? Because of the power, right? The grammatical function or the power of ala, which is a preposition in Lughat al-Arabiyya. Sa'id. Let's look at what Sa'id is saying. قلم من هذا? Whose pen is this? Now, that is also another way of possession. Now we're finished with mudaf, mudaf ilayhi. We are trying to use man. Man. So if you are trying to use whose, that's a possessive pronoun. This, you don't say man kalamu. So we're going to say, it's going to be now first, right? Plus man, right? And then you're going to use demonstrative pronoun like هذا or هذه. So in the sentence, qalamun is the noun. And then man is whose this time. And then this. So qalamu man هذا. Whose pen is this? It's a possession, isn't it? So we are done with the mudaf ilayhi. Now we are using man. Remember in our last lesson we said man is who. Now we are knowing again that man can be whose. It doesn't change. It's still a relative pronoun in English, but the whose is used for possession. That something belongs to somebody. But if you say man qalam hada, it's wrong. So when you are using you're trying to use man as a possession, you have to bring the noun first. قلم من هذا? قلم من هذا? Whose pen is this? Ya Ali. Ali. Oh, Ali. Whose pen is this? قلم من هذا? Now remember the qalam is masculine now. So the هذا here refers to the qalam. It's not referring to Ali. So what about if the qalam is a different word like sa'atu? So I have to say sa'atu man. Remember, sa'a is a feminine noun. So instead of hadha, I'm going to say hadhihi. Sa'atu man hadhihi ya Ali. Whose what? No more pen. Whose what is this? This is a possession. It's a question. You want to know. And then if the question comes as a possession, then you want to say هذا قلم المدرس. Look at that. هذا قلم المدرس. This is the teacher's pen. مدرسي. سعيد. أين حقيبة المدرس? You can see حقيبة down there. Right there. So this is what we call حقيبة. حقيبة can be a small suitcase. It can be a carry-on bag. It can be any bag. حقيبة. 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 Don't forget it. حقيبة. A bag. Can be a bag. It's a carry-on. You carry it. It's like an executive kind of suitcase too. From here, from the picture, it's sitting under the table. So that is why we're going to learn and how to say under in Arabic. Under. We say tahta. Tahta. Under. Tahta. Tahta. Under. Tahta. If something is under something, remember, we say tahta. Tahta. Under. Under. So let's look at the word hand. Haqibatun. As you can see, not always in Arabic, we can say it's a briefcase, right? As you can see, it's a briefcase. Briefcase, haqiba. And then you can call it a handbag, also hakiba. Handbag is also hakiba. And then you can, so many, you can call it suitcase, suitcase, hakiba. Or you can just call it bag. Briefcase, handbag, suitcase, bag. Kiba. طيبة. طيبة. طيبة is bag. So Saeed is asking, أين? Where? أين كتيبة المدرس? Where is the teacher's bag? So here, possession. Where is the teacher's bag? Akiba. So, or if you will, where is, some grammarians don't want that. It sounds kind of clumsy. Where is the bag of the teacher? Where is the teacher's bag? Or where is the bag of the teacher? And then Ali answers, here. Why here? Because the haqiba, by all indication, is a feminine noun. Why? Remember yesterday we said, anytime you see the secular ta ending, right, or terminating a noun, so we call it a terminator, okay? The secular ta, terminator, right? It's a terminator. It terminates the noun, it ends it. So anytime you see this, like I said, 99% of the time, just assume the noun is a feminine noun and then use the appropriate pronoun for it. Unless you are told otherwise by the Arabs, okay? Because it is their language. We follow the rules. So, hakiba, here, you can say huwa. Here, تحت المكتب. تحت. If you تحت, it's showing us where, so where the hakiba is. It is. تحت. Now, تحت too can also serve, it's telling us the place. تحت. Now look at the way it's written. Don't let the kind of the fancy writing bother you. It's basically ta, and then with the ha, ha, ha. But you just did it this way and down and like that. So this is ta, ta, under, under, tahta. Tahta can also be underneath. Anything that is under or expresses under in English is tahta. Now, هي تحت المكتب. هي تحت المكتب. It is under the table. It is under the table. So that's also another usage of mudaf ilayhi. It's showing us where the thing is. So it's a positional thing. Let's look at the tamareen, the exercises. Tamareen is one. When we say tamareen, don't forget it. Tamareen. Tamreen is singular. Tamreen, noon. Always remember, exercise or practice. And then tamarin, plural. Tamarinun. Tamarinu. Tamarinu. Tamrinun. Tamarinu. So this is exercises. That's a lot, right? More than 3 exercises. So Here, Ajib, we're going to answer. The writer is saying, answer the following questions. Answer. أين كتاب Muhammad? So the question is helping us to say, learn how to use possession or possessive statements or questions. أين كتاب Muhammad? Where is Muhammad's book? That's the question. Where is Muhammad's book? Is it? So it's very easy. You can use the same structure, right? Kitabu Muhammad. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? Kitabu Muhammadin ala al-kursi. Muhammad's book is on the what? On the chair, if you want to practice. Or you can just say Huwa. You can just take away the Kitabu Muhammad and then you say Huwa. It is ala al-kursi. It is on the chair. But I would prefer you using Kitabu Muhammadin so that you can practice your possession or possessive skills in Arabic. Possessive skills or possession. أين كتاب عمار? Where is Ammar's book? أين حكيبة المدرس? Where is the mudarris handbag? So you have to answer these questions. And then Tamreen number 2, exercise number 2 is you are to attach. You are learning how to do possessions, right? So the first instance, you have 2 separate nouns. They are not joined in a sentence. You have kitabun, you have Muhammadun, right? Kitabun, Muhammadun. Now remember, object plus the owner. That's the structure of possession. Say the object first before the owner. And the owner is going to end in kasra. And then the object is going to have just one dhamma, single vowel. Okay? By single vowel, it means it can be fatha, kasra, or dhamma, depending on what is acting on the object. That is mean the object that the owner has. So if there's a preposition acting on it, then you know it's going to end in kasra. And if it's acting as a subject, then it's going to end as dhamma. If it's acting as an object or in an objective case, then you know it's going to end in fatha. But more of that later on, inshallah. All right. So here you have kitabun Muhammadun. So you are putting them together to say Muhammad's book. And this is an example. This is mithal, right? This is mithal. It's an example. He said, kitabu, look at that. So instead of kitabun, you have to drop one dhamma. Kitabu Muhammadin. Kitabu Muhammadin. Maktabun, look at it. Maktabun al-mudarris. That is example 2. Maktabun al-mudarrisu. They are separate nouns. Desk, a desk, the teacher. So you want to say the teacher's desk. Again, remember the rule. Object plus the owner. That is to say, write the object first and then followed by the owner. And then do the required vowel process. And then you are done. And look at what we came up with. Maktabul mudarrisi. Now, with these 2 examples in mind, finish the following. Qalamun hamidun. And then I will write qalamu hamidin. Baytu, a house, Abbas. So I want to say Abbas house or the house of Abbas. So I have to say Baytu Abbasin, because Abbas is a name. Baytu Abbasin. Ghurfatun Ali. Remember Ghurfa. Ghurfa is a room. These are all words that we have. These words have already been encountered in the previous lessons. Some of they are not new. So I have to say غرفة, غرفة, غرفة علي, Ali, Ali. Because Ali is the owner, so it has to end in kasratain. Daftarun. Remember, daftarun, a notebook. Sa'id, I want to say the notebook of Sa'id. So I have to say daftarun. Instead of daftarun, I say daftaru Sa'idin. Daftaru Sa'idin. Mindil. Remember, mindil can be handkerchief, can be a small towel, and on and on and on. Mindilun. So I want to say the handkerchief of Yasser, or Yasser's handkerchief. So I'm going to say min dilu. Min dilu. So I'm going to drop one dhamma. Min dilu. And then I'll say ya fi rin. Min dilu ya fi rin. Okay. So try your hands on the rest. And then we have miftah البيت. دكان التاجر. بيت المهندس. المهندس is an engineer. مهندس. مهندس. Right? مهندس, an engineer. If you are engineer, you can say أنا مهندس. I am an engineer. Later we're gonna know how to say civil engineering, electrical engineering, and all, inshallah. But for now, let's know that an engineer is muhandisun. Ismu means name. Ismun, a name or name. Al-waladu, the baby. So you want to say the boy's name. Kitabu, book. Allah. Kitabu, Allah. You want to say Allah's book. So how do you say it? Bintun, bintun. When we say bintun, daughter. But the word bintun can have so many meanings too in Arabic. But here it means daughter. It means girl. No, it means daughter. And then it can mean girl. Right? Bintun can be a girl, or it can be daughter. So daughter is your bint. And then we have miftah, sayyara. Sayyara is a car, miftahun is what? A key. So how do you do mudaf ilayhi in this instance? So we are going to draw the curtain here, inshallah. We're going to continue again on more exercises till the end. حياكم الله ونلتقي إن شاء الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.